All right, we're doing another verse from the Bhagavad Gita, comparing translations, 18 different translations of a single verse, and this one is chapter 10, verse 15. I'm working on a translation of my own that I plan to publish on November 5th. It's called the Bhagavad Gita, a new translation for students. I will post a link once I have it. What I'm doing in these videos, I've been making a video a day now for the past week, is to start with my own translation, and then I'm going to look at 17 other translations and compare them, and then circle back to my own again and see if anything I might want to change anything based on reading all the other translations. So here we go. I'm going to read the Sanskrit first. Swayam evātmanātmānaṁ vettha tvam puruṣhottama bhūta-bhāvana bhūteśha deva-deva jagat-pate. All right. So let's go through line by line, more or less word by word. Verily, you yourself, swaya, know yourself, ātmāna, by yourself, ātmāna, O Supreme Spirit, puruṣhottama, the Lord of beings, bhūta-īśha, who brings welfare to beings, bhūta-bhāvana, God of gods, deva-deva, the Lord of the world, jagat-pate. So the thing I really want to focus on here is the word puruṣhottama and how different translators translate that. Some don't even translate it, some do translate it. I'm translating it as Supreme Spirit, and other people are translating it as Supreme Person. And that's the question. Is it Supreme Spirit or Supreme Person? Purusha is what some claim it's where we get the word person in English. I think that might be a little bit debatable, exactly how that, because the word person might have also come from other languages. And I did a video where I tried to show that. But let's look at how people are translating this, and there might be some other issues that come up as we look at these different translations. So again, my English translation, verily you yourself know yourself by yourself, O Supreme Spirit, the Lord of beings, who brings welfare to beings, God of gods, Lord of the world. All right. And let's see. This is Arjuna. Arjuna is saying this, right? He's the one that's saying this to Krishna, right? All right. Winthrop Sargent, and I used Winthrop Sargent's translation mainly to create my own. So his translation is Supreme Being, O Lord of the universe, you know yourself through yourself alone, highest of spirits, source of welfare of beings, Lord of beings, God of gods, O Lord of the universe. So he's translating puruṣhottama as Supreme Being. I said Supreme Spirit. He's saying Supreme Being. Being might be better even. Might be a better translation. Let's see. Supreme Being. Let's see. Lord of beings. Bhūta-bhāvana, bhūteśha. God of gods, deva-deva, Lord of the universe, jagat-pate. Puruṣhottama, highest of spirits, highest of men, Supreme Spirit is actually how he translates it in his this is Winthrop Sargent. So he doesn't have Supreme Being. So what is Supreme Being? So he actually changes it when he does the translation. He had Supreme Spirit, and then he changes it to Supreme Being. And I chose Supreme Spirit. Other people you'll see have Supreme Personality. So let's look at some of the other ones. And let me see if there's anything else that we need to talk about. You know yourself through yourself alone. I said, you know yourself by yourself. O Supreme Soul. Brings welfare to beings, source of welfare of beings. Maybe source of welfare is better. Have to look at that, okay? So that's one. Some differences in what I did and what Winthrop Sargent, even though I was largely using his translation. B.G. Narsingha has O Supreme Person, so he has Supreme Person for Puruṣhottama. O Creator of all creatures, O Controller of all living beings, O Master of the demigods, O Master of the universe, you alone truly know yourself. Master of the demigods instead of for deva-deva, he has Master of the demigods. That's an interesting translation. Master of the universe, you alone truly know yourself. So that's what he has for evātmanātmānaṁ, right? Evātmanātmānaṁ. You alone truly know yourself. Swami Shivananda has Verily. I had Verily too. Thou thyself, know thyself by thyself. O Supreme Person. So he has person too. So Shivananda actually has person. O Source and Lord of beings, O God of gods, O Ruler of the world. So he has Supreme Person, which is interesting because it seems like he's coming out of the more of the Advaita tradition, or he's part in that tradition, but he's also translating it as Supreme Person. Swami Tadatmananda, you alone by yourself truly know yourself, O Lord. That's what he has for Puruṣhottama. He has Lord, which I don't think is a great translation for that, because that's, most people translate Ishvara as Lord, if anything, is Lord, and Ishvara. So Puruṣhottama, he kind of skirts that issue, translating that. Creator, Lord of creatures, God of gods, and Lord of the world. Okay, so he I don't think that's a great translation of Puruṣhottama. Eknath Iswaran, who has one of the better translations, and it's more poetic, it's more of a free translation. So he says, indeed, you alone know yourself, O Supreme Spirit. So he has Supreme Spirit for Puruṣhottama. You are the source of being and the master of every creature, God of gods, the Lord of the universe. Source of being and the master of every creature. Okay, all right. I'm most concerned with Puruṣhottama here. So he has Supreme Spirit. So I'm in good company. I'm in good company with Eknath Iswaran has that. Srila Prabhupada has, indeed, you alone know yourself by your own potencies. I don't know where he gets that. But that's, it's a little bit of a free poetic translation, kind of taking a little bit of license there. O origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, O Supreme Person, Lord of the universe. So he has Supreme Person. And he has Supreme Person. Pretty straightforward. It's one of the better translations from Srila Prabhupada that we've seen, I think. So let's look now at Jeffrey Armstrong's translation. So he does an interesting one because he translates every single word. So, O greatest Atma, only you truly know yourself with your own Atma, for you are, and then he goes through each one of these, right? O greatest Atma. So where's the greatest Atma? That's kind of an addition, unless he's translating. Yeah, where does he get the greatest Atma? Maybe that's an addition. It's what he's adding that. Puruṣa-uttama is Puruṣhottama. Purusha-uttama, the greatest person who exists beyond the influence of the gunas. So greatest person is his translation of that. Bhūta-bhāvana, the source of well-being for all living beings. Okay, that's pretty standard. Bhūteśha, the ultimate ruler above all living beings. Deva-deva, the supreme deva to whom all other devas must answer. That's kind of the meaning of God of gods, right? He's the greatest of all the gods. Jagat-pate, the master controller and source of all the universes. Jagat means universe or world. The Lord of the world, Lord of the universe. So he does it, word by word. He translates each one there. Again, I'm most interested in puruṣa-uttama or puruṣhottama. What does it mean? And he has the greatest person. And then he adds who exists beyond the influence of the gunas. That's an addition that he added. Okay, Ramanuja. O Supreme Being, so this is Winthrop Sargent, right? O Supreme Being, O Creator of beings, O Lord of beings, O God of gods, O Ruler of the universe. You yourself know yourself by yourself. Okay, that's Shivananda and others, including myself, had that more or less, right? Swami Mukundananda has indeed you alone know yourself by your inconceivable energy. That's kind of like Srila Prabhupada adding something there, which is not really in the text, but just adding something to explain what it means. O Supreme Personality, so this, again, he has Supreme Personality or Supreme Person, the Creator and Lord of all beings, the God of gods, and the Lord of the universe, exclamation point. I think exclamation point is good, because it's kind of like an exclamatory statement on Arjuna's part. Arjuna's like, you are the greatest, right? You are amazing. This is all, I'm gonna sing your praises right now. I'm gonna tell you all the great stuff that you are. Jayadaya Goyanka Gita Press has O Creator of beings, O Ruler of creatures, God of gods, Lord of the universe, O Supreme Purusha. So he gets away from translating Purusha. He just says, O Supreme Purusha, you alone know what you are by yourself. Okay, so he doesn't even translate it, and you're going to see now some of these other folks do not translate this either. Parama Karuna Devi, you certainly know yourself, and then she has in parentheses, as you are, the Param-Atman, the Atman of the Atman. So that's kind of an addition, because it doesn't say Paramatma there. It doesn't use that term. O Supreme Purusha, so again, she also does not translate Purusha. Origin of everything, Lord of all beings, God of the gods, and protector of the universe. So I think it's a little dicey to not translate that. If you translate everything else, why would you not translate Purusha? I think that's problematic. I think you're avoiding you're avoiding the issue there. Swami Nikalananda, you alone know yourself through yourself, O Supreme Person. So he has person, O Creator of all beings, O Lord of all beings, O God of gods, O Ruler of the world. So he's in the camp of the Supreme Person. I'm in the camp of Supreme Being or Supreme Spirit. Swami Sri Atmananda, O Supreme Being. Okay, so he is Supreme Being. Only thou know thyself, O Creator beings, Lord of beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe. Thou art the sustainer of creation. And I think that's the bhūta-bhāvana, bhūteśha, right? So he has Supreme Being, Atmananda. And then Sri Purohit Swami has, thou alone knowest thyself by the power of thyself. Thou, the Supreme Spirit, right? So he has Supreme Spirit, the source and master of all being, the Lord of lords, the ruler of the universe. So he has Lord of lords for deva-deva. I don't know if that's a good translation for deva-deva. Deva is usually God, God of gods, right? I think he's a little off on that one. But he has Supreme Spirit, so he's in good company. Bhagavad Gita.io. Verily, thou thyself knowest thyself by thyself, O Supreme Person, O Source and Lord of all beings, O God of gods, O Ruler of the world. I think Bhagavad-gita.io was using Shivananda. Let's see what Shivananda did again. Verily, thou thyself know thyself by thyself, O Supreme Person, O Source and Lord of all beings, O God of gods. So it's exactly the same as Shivananda. They did not differ one iota from Shivananda, as far as I can tell. SupremeKnowledge.org, O Creator of living beings, O Lord of living beings, O God of gods, O Master of the universe, O puruṣhottama. Doesn't translate it, right? You alone know yourself by yourself. So, again, getting away from translating that word. Why would you not translate that word and translate all the other words? Finally, much ado about nothing, right? Finally, we come to Sir Edwin Arnold. Thou thyself alone dost know, Maker Supreme, Master of all the living, Lord of gods, King of the universe. Maker Supreme. Maybe that's the puruṣhottama, I don't know. Supreme Maker. This is the only original one of all of them. Maker Supreme. So let's go back. So that was 18. We went through very quickly today. So let's go back. And I'm going to rethink this now. Verily, you yourself know yourself by yourself. Swaya. Swaya is like yourself. Oneself. You yourself know yourself by yourself. Vettha. Right? Know yourself. ātmanā by yourself. Vettha. Yeah. I need to add the vettha there, right? The vettha is know. Verily is eva, although it could be used, it could be alone, you know. Verily might not be the best. So you yourself know yourself. You alone know yourself by yourself, right? Maybe that's a better translation. O Supreme Spirit, so Winthrop Sargent has O Supreme Being, although, like I said, in his notes he has Supreme Spirit, so I don't know why he changed it. And you could tell that half the translators had more or less Supreme Spirit. Well, maybe a third of the translators had Supreme Spirit, a third of them had Supreme Person, and a third of them had puruṣhottama, not translating that, you know, not translating purusha. The Lord of beings, bhūta-īśha, who brings welfare to beings, bhūta-bhāvana, God of gods, deva-deva, Lord of the world, jagat-pate. So I would only change maybe a couple things in my own translation, and I'll have to rethink this. But I'm going to keep it as it is for now. But I definitely might tweak it a little bit. But anyway, I might look at another one with purusha just to see if people translate purusha elsewhere. So maybe that'll be for tomorrow. Stay tuned for more. Hope that was interesting. If you listened, if you did, why did you listen? I don't know. But would love to hear from you. We'll love to hear your thoughts, your comments. How would you translate purusha? What is your thought on this? And I'll see you very soon. Hari Om Tat Sat.